Hi, this is Naomi Andrek, and I've had a question from several students just about how to write math in the online learning system. So for my classes with Axia College or University of Phoenix, we have this kind of online learning system. This is the kind of thing you type into to make your post. And it's not exactly conducive to writing beautiful mathematical equations, things with fractions and square roots and all sorts of nice things like that. But there are some things that you can do here, and most of that you'd be doing using this insert special character button. So the most specific question I get is people wanting to do exponents. So let's say you want to do x squared. That's just something we can say. It means x to the second power, right? Or x times x. Two x's multiplied together, x squared. So that's an exponent, and it appears as like a little bitty 2. So if you go into select special character here, you click this omega looking button right there. There's a little 2 here, and you can just click on it. I tend to, after I have that, just go and copy and paste this over and over, and then it's kind of like in my paste. So I can just paste it all over the place, or copy from one step to the next and just change things instead of using the button over and over again. But it's useful, at least for getting started. There are other little symbols, like if I wanted to do cubed, which is the exponent to the third power, I could do a little 3 there. I can do plus or minus, like if I had 4 plus or minus 7 or something like that. I want to put in a little plus or minus there. There's a plus or minus button right there. I can do degrees if we were talking about an angle measurement. There's a little degree symbol, so it's nice to be able to do little degrees. But if I really want to do a fraction, I have pretty limited options in here. There are a few, but is that really so much better than what you can just type in? I don't know. I really prefer my fractions to be one over the other. Okay, there's some more. Approximately equals is good. Some arrows are good. Multiplication, you can use this dot here, or you can use this dot here to represent multiplication. And it's nice to use a dot or parentheses instead of an x, because if you're using an x, you don't know if it's x the variable or x multiplication. So those dots are nice to be able to use as well. So all of those things you can do using this select special character option within the online learning system. Not super easy, not super fun, works. Another thing to look at, something that I use a lot, is this codecogs.com/latex slash, it's equation editor, but eqneditor.php. I just have it saved. But if you search for LaTeX, LATEX, codecogs, it comes right up. And you can use this to make little symbols as well. You type in kind of some funky code up here, or use the buttons. I would tend to say use the buttons, and eventually you'll learn the code. But so you can use these buttons, and anything you go over, like if you go over parentheses, you get all these parentheses options that are like parentheses. Or if you go over fraction, you get kind of a bunch of different options there. But using the buttons, you can type out a lot more math using this system, and then it appears down here, and then you copy and paste it over. So if I wanted a fraction, for example, I'd click this fraction button, and then there are like 2 spaces here with the curly brackets. And let's say I wanted 1/2. I just put in 1 and 2, and it gives me 1 over 2 down here, and I can copy it, and then I can paste it. Ew, that doesn't work. I do Control V. I click Control, I hold it with my pinky, and then I click V with my pointer finger, and then I have that fraction in. You can do, let's say I want to take the square root of that. I might highlight it, and then there's a square root button somewhere right there. So it takes some messing around with, but you can get all sorts of funky equations, and you can get exponents. You can get greater than or equal to. You can get greater than or equal to over here just by